Hi and welcome to the Market Alert for Tuesday, the 22nd of July 2025. So bonds, bullion and big tech bid. Meme stocks melt up into seasonal shift. It's getting chasey out there, according to the subhead there. US stocks were ultimately mixed amid quiet catalyst to the start of the week. And finally, big tech leads gains while smaller caps suffer, according to this news headline here. Economic news for today, well, we've got Bailey speaking at 10:15. Powell is going to be speaking at 1:30, and we've got the Richmond Manufacturing Index out at 3 p.m. So keep an eye on those two. Just depends what they say, obviously in the context of what they're going to be releasing. So let's have a look, see what it is. Financial stability report for Bailey. And we've got Powell, what's he doing? Due to deliver opening remarks at the integrated review of the capital framework for large banks conference hosted. Oh God, that sounds tedious and boring, doesn't it? So maybe not so much of a concern with Powell, but it'll be interesting to see what Bailey has to say as far as helping Rachel from accounts. Right, so let's move on, have a look at the markets and kick off with the Dow. So in the Dow yesterday, an inside bar, a very quiet day for the Dow, and also where we've got this lower high as well, starting to look a bit weakish for the Dow at the moment. And it needs some sort of pullback by the looks of things. 30-minute chart, we saw the market moving higher in the cash market, but by the close of trade last night at 9:30, the market was back down to the close of Friday, which you can see there. So heading towards yesterday's low is looks like it's set to do this. Watch the 200 MA in any time frame and the low in any time frame as well, just to see if the market can hold at that level. If not, then we're going to see a bit more of a continuation to the downside here. We haven't got a close below the 5 MA, but we're certainly trading below it as I record. And in the German DAX, similar picture actually. We've got maybe have an inside bar, I'll check in a second, but overnight the market already opening and below the 5 MA, so some weakness around. Like I say, we might get a retest of the lows to the demand there, because it's got no interest in the upside at the moment. 30-minute chart, you see the market moving up and back down. We didn't touch the low of Friday, as can be noted here, and that means that we've got the potential. We've already hit the low there for the overnight market, where we're seeing some buying coming into the market as well at this level. They're trying to hold it. Maybe there's a shakeout to this point and then try and bring the market back. But at the moment, we're still holding at the low of yesterday there. Right, let's have a look at the S&P. Well, in the S&P, as it said, small caps were, not small caps, tech were moving higher. And you can see a new all-time high made yesterday in the S&P, still moving to the upside, but not in any great force. It just seems to be, one step up, then pull back slightly, and then just keep moving and bringing in the new highs. The thing is, the market's now used to not only wars and all the rest of it and discounting that, but a new all-time high doesn't even make the headlines anymore. So the S&P making a new all-time high yesterday, but doing the same as the Dow. I don't know what news this was, but this sent the market back down. And also keep in mind that we're heading for the 1st of August as well, with the US tariffs, and whether they're going to be accepted, ratified or rejected, who knows. But at the moment, the S&P having a bit of a pullback there. Again, it could retest the low of yesterday before wanting to move back to the upside. Meanwhile, in the UK, again, the market finding resistance at Friday's high, and overnight this one is actually still above the 5 MA. Be waiting for Bailey to speak at 10:15. So yesterday, choppy session for the FT down to the 200 MA. Checked it for selling 3 times before moving back off it to the high of Friday, where it then found resistance at the R1 and then was brought back. At the moment, we've got the 200 MA sitting close to the low of yesterday as well. So watch this level for future support. So in the US dollar yesterday, this making a decent pullback, that's for sure. So at the moment it's obviously discounting what Trump is doing, or again there was some news released last night that sent the market lower, including the US dollar there as well. Let's have a look at the metals. And in the metals, a nice day for the silver market. As I mentioned yesterday, you've got this sort of ascending triangle situation, which we had before. I remember I noted this one. If you go back and have a look, the market broke out. So maybe we're due for another breakout to the upside. Yesterday was a nice move up, and even the 130-ish, 130 LBMA setting of the price didn't really have any effect on the market. And there you can see at the moment overnight a bit more red than green, but we are approaching the DP there where we could find some support, and the 50 EMA. Meanwhile, gold continues to trade in a sideways range, but breaking out a bit yesterday. It needs to hold at the highs across here. Well, particularly this one here is where it needs to hold. If it pulls back to this and then bounces off it, that will be good. And then in the 30-minute, you can see yesterday charging to the upside there for gold. And seasonally, we can expect to see this next month moving back to the upside as well. Let's have a look at the gold-silver ratio. And in the gold-silver ratio yesterday, we had a change. When we first looked at this yesterday, the market was moving to the upside, but obviously silver accelerating yesterday and gold remaining more or less in a sideways to higher range. The gold-silver ratio were dropping there. Right, let's have a quick look through yesterday's choppy trading session in the German DAX. We can expect more of this as well going forward as we head in towards we are in the vacation period now, 6 weeks holds in the UK. So we can expect more choppiness going forward. So in the German DAX 2-minute chart, we see all the heavy lifting is done in the pre-market session, up a good 70 to 80 points. And when we complete the 100 when the market opens, red line to red line is 100 points. And then we see the market struggle. We see some selling coming into the market, then some buying, trying to hold, and then the market failing. And then we get a potential sell signal with prices moving to the downside. And you'll see the reverse off there with a potential buy signal that is not filled because the stop is taken out beforehand. We then go back down to the scalp and then below the 50 EMA all the way down to the BRN there, the psychological level. And then prices start to make their way back up once more. However, selling comes back into the market and we end up with a losing trade there. And then we've got another potential sell, which is not filled because the stop is taken out before the price is filled. And then prices again show a potential sell signal, but this time doing the opposite and moving back to the upside. You can see the buying coming in there with the green inside of the red bar as well. We then head into the mid-morning market, then comes back down, having taken us out of the trade, then decides to move to the downside. But then let's just fast forward through to the US. We head all the way down to the close. You see the buying coming in there, down to the pivots, and then all the way back up above the 200 MA before we see the US or pre-US market retest that close again. And then we'll see prices moving back from the open of the Dow. We get a quick sell to the downside, and then prices once more having a look at that close. You'll see that, and then reversing straight off this and moving back to the upside, and then maintaining that once this signal fails. And then we see another potential buy with the market then moving to the upside. Of course, all things change later on in the evening when the Dow had a bit of a sell-off at the close of the cash market session. So where are we overnight? Let's have a quick look. We've got the market coming down to have a look at that low. It's already had a a bounce off this level. Will it be third time lucky, or do we actually get to go through this time? We'll see, but I would expect that to be tested at some point within the next hour of recording. Right, that will do it for this one. Let's see what Bailey has to say today and how the markets get on. So with that, have a great day, and as ever, thanks for watching. See you in the next one.